very special guest. Well, his name is Paul Levin. He's a great speaker, a big author, and a very great emotional breakthrough author. So, with pleasure and honor, let's welcome Paul Levin. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Hello, Karen. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful this morning.
I'm really so pleased to have you here. So, my first question to you is that before that, why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Well, okay, so my name is Paul Levin, and my business is named I Deserve a Perfect Life. Don't you? Every one of you
We do.
deserves an absolutely perfect life, yes?
Yes.
And I've actually learned how to do that. And what I do is I teach people, I empower women in particular, though I work with men, I work with couples, I specialize in working with women. And I empower them to be able to break out of those emotional barriers that stop us from having what we want in life and be able to manifest their perfect life.
Wow, that's great. So, so Paul, I want to ask you that what is inner peace and how to have it?
Inner peace, I believe, really comes when all fear is gone. So most of us in this world, we are born in fear. Okay, maybe not the moment we're born, but our parents start teaching it to us very quickly. And as we continue to grow in fear, those become walls that stop us actually from having peace because we're always concerned about whatever we're afraid about. And for many people, especially for women, these fears are pervasive. They're in their mind and in their life 24/7, 365 days a year. When we can let go of those fears, when we're self empowered and we know who we are and we know our power and we can be free of our fears, well, then what's left is peace. And you can go through your days knowing, fully confident that everything that happens in your life that day and every day is for your benefit and it's for your good and it's for you. That's peace.
Wow, wow. Yeah, people talk about the peace of mind, and I believe that there is no such thing as peace of mind because mind is all about chattering, all about fears, thoughts. And if there's no fear, there's no thought, there's peace.
Exactly. Peace comes when the mind is silent. That's where
Wow,
that's
that's
where peace is.
okay. That's great. And what is happiness?
Happiness comes as does peace. There are five positive emotions:
Okay.
happiness,
Mhm.
joy, love, peace, otherwise known as calm. So when you're feeling ultra calm, that's the same as inner peace. Calm, and then gratitude. They
Gratitude.
all come from inside of you. You can pull them forth, you can draw them forth from you at any time. If you feel somebody listening to this video feels that they can't do that at any time, that's because there's something else that you're holding on to, a fear, a belief, a disempowering belief, that's standing in the way of you experiencing those emotions. When we bust through that wall, then what's left, the natural thing, is happiness, joy, love, peace, and gratitude. That's just the natural way we are when we get rid of the other crap.
Wow. So that is our natural state.
It is. The closest human being to God is a newborn infant because
Yeah.
they don't have any walls, they don't have any fears, they don't have any worries at all. They are just existing. They're being, right? And when we can get back to that state, which we can, every one of us can, then we can live a life almost as a child. It's wonderful living life as a child. It's great.
Okay.
Life's a playground. It's fun. I play in it every day.
So happiness is in being in the moment, being silent.
Yes, happiness is, wow. I can tell you how to get it. I'm not quite sure I can define it. Obviously, it's an emotion, so it's something you feel. It's very close to joy. Okay. The Christian church looks at happiness as coming from the outside, and that's not true,
That's not true.
right? Happiness comes from inside. It's a feeling of contentment, a feeling of being pleased in the present moment. You're
Mhm.
pleased, you know. Um, what comes out of happiness is an overwhelming desire to play in a fun way, to play with other people and to play with your creation in a fun, enjoyable way. So happiness begets more happiness because when you're happy from the inside, you do things that cause the world around you to produce those things that would make you more happy, right?
Okay.
So um, it's a perpetual thing. I'm doing a terrible job at defining happiness, but it feels wonderful. That's all I can tell you right now.
I know that. I know that. It feels wonderful. All right. And my next question is how to always, no matter what is happening around us, no matter what the circumstances, condition, problem, how to always be happy.
Well, so there's a couple things. I actually have an outline. Anybody's welcome to get it off my website. There's no cost to you to get it.
Mhm.
Uh, may I give the website real quick here?
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay. I deserve a perfectlife.com / master outline.
Okay.
Master outline. I deserve a perfectlife.com / master outline. And what it is, it's a 5-step outline for how to manifest anything you want in your life. And the first step, which is key to what you're asking, to your question here, is to have a powerful inner story, to have that inner dialogue about who you are and what your abilities and capabilities are and your power and authority over this universe. To have a story that is so powerful, first of all, it crushes negative self-talk. Anytime that voice comes up saying, oh my God, I screwed up again, right? Or I really messed that up, or I can't believe I'm such an idiot. The powerful inner story that I give you through my teaching crushes that kind of negative self-talk.
Wow.
So right off the bat, you're coming from a state of self-empowerment, which
Wow.
gives you the ability to come from happiness all the time.
Mhm.
Okay. And so as we go through the program and we cover some other things like recognizing how everything in the universe is for your benefit.
Mhm.
Again, if you recognize that everything that happens in your life experience happens for you, for your growth, that would again bring forth more happiness in you, right? And so as we go through these key teachings, what I call core principles,
Or
okay,
principles.
happiness, we start getting rid of those barriers, those emotional barriers, we get rid of them. And like I say, what just comes forward is happiness and joy all the time, anytime you wish to have it, right? Because
Wow.
you can just say, I want happiness right now, and I'm happy.
Wow. That's great. And how to have that inner story.
Mm. Well, the inner story that I give you, it needs to be so powerful. It needs to be a story that is so huge that nothing can knock you down and keep you down. That
Wow.
story alone will have you pop back up. Now it takes me over an hour to give you that story.
Mhm.
Okay. It is based in the fact what we do is we get down to your core identity.
Okay.
Okay. So like I'll be in my teaching in my course, I'll ask the question, who are you? And I get from people, well, I'm a doctor. Okay. Medical doctors, they identify themselves with their education big time. All right. I'm a student. I'm a husband. I'm a wife. I'm a male. I'm a female. Right? Right. All these identities, but at the bottom level, at a very low level, not the bottom yet, but a very low level, we're all human.
Yes.
So we start the conversation there. Okay, and like I said, it takes over an hour to go through this whole conversation, but we get into the anatomy of what is a human. You have a
Mhm.
body, you have a mind, you have a spirit.
Yeah.
right? And we get into, do they communicate? And we start finding out who you really are, because it's even lower than human, right? You were before you had a body and a mind. Okay. And like I say, we go through this entire story, plus, and this is key, I can talk till I'm blue in the face and it's irrelevant. It's useless. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After I do talk and teach you the story, now I give you an exercise. You have homework to do every day for the
Okay.
remaining, to the intervening session for the week.
Mm-hmm.
And this gives you an experience of everything I talked about.
Wow.
When you have that experience, it's true for you now. It's real. It's yours now. It's not something Paul told you. It's something you had an experience of. And so now you have that inner story that nothing can knock you down.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible. I'm getting so much excited to follow that and connect with you on your website and your teachings. And so is the audience. Anyway, so we all strive for external happiness. We want to be famous. We want to earn money. We want luxuries. But as the world is an inside out thing, like all the emotions come from inside. So if every single thing comes from inside, why do we need that external happiness?
We don't.
We don't.
It's a fallacy. External. Yes, we might want external validation. The truth is, happiness does not come from outside.
It doesn't.
No, right? Um, I just wrote about this the other day. It's kind of I love how things for me come up on a regular basis like that. There's a Bible verse.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 25 years as a church-going, born-again
Wow.
Christian. I still consider myself a Christian. The church itself might not consider me a Christian right now. I've talk at a different level than they do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Bible verse that says, it's actually a song I used to sing when I was younger. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Now it says, and his righteousness. Doesn't bother to define all of that at that point. And his righteousness. And all these other things, money, fame, power, relationships, all of that external stuff will be added unto you. You'll have that too. Right?
Wow.
So the criteria was so his righteousness, what is that? Happiness, joy, love, peace, and gratitude. That's what his righteousness is, the 5 positive emotions. When you seek those and have those, all the other stuff gets added. It does, because you're coming from such a high energy, high frequency space that you literally manifest what you want in the outside world.
Wow. Wow, that's great. So my next question is that how to stop, like people have this, like all of time they have this chattering in their mind, and they have thoughts which are negative and also positive, but mostly negative. So how to stop negative thoughts?
Well, let's first take a quick look at why do we have negative thoughts. Okay. And it's a good thing. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go back to caveman times.
Okay.
Where the snap of a twig, the
Mm-hmm.
rustling of a leaf could
Mm-hmm.
mean certain death in seconds.
Yeah.
It could be a saber-toothed tiger behind that bush, and
Mm-hmm.
and it could mean death.
Mm-hmm.
So the mind was created and developed for one reason and one reason only. You have a mind for one reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that reason is to ensure your survival.
Survival. Yeah.
That's it. You have a mind. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Everything else is stuff we don't have to do with the mind. In fact, it's the mind usurping authority is what it is.
Wow.
All right? So the mind's job is to ensure your survival. And everybody who's listening to this video, I can assure you that your mind has done a fantastic job of doing that. You know how I know? You're listening to this video. You're here. Obviously, you have survived. Okay? So that's why. So in caveman times, every sound, everything is a potential threat. Everything. So why does our mind go negative? Well, our threats have become a little bit different. If you're living in a city, you're probably not worried about a saber-toothed tiger. However, you could be worried about embarrassment, social embarrassment. That could affect your survival. At least your mind thinks so. Okay. Um, Emotionally getting hurt, or physically getting hurt, or financially getting hurt, right? Being embarrassed, being taken advantage of. These are all risks to your survival, or so your mind thinks. Okay? Truth is, you're not going to die if any of those happen. So really, they're not risks to your survival. Okay? And when your mind gets concerned about them, and again, with understanding who you are and having that powerful inner story and all of that, you're able to do this. When your mind gets concerned about one of those risks, alleged risks to your survival, you are able to say, listen, mind, I love you. I'm patting it on the head. Listen, mind, I love you very much. Now you go run off and play. We're not worried about that. That's not really an issue. You go play, and you let me know if there's really a problem, later on, okay? Because this is what I'm good. This is what I'm doing. Because again, when we do the whole thing about identity, you know who you are, and you're not your mind. That's the story in itself, okay? You're not. Your mind is a story in itself. So I know I didn't answer your question exactly, but there you go.
That's great. So we are not the mind.
You're not your mind. No, not at all. You are separate from your mind.
We are spiritual.
Yes.
Yeah. Already enlightened.
Are you familiar with the saying? So most people think, especially Christian religious people, whatnot, say, well, we're human beings occasionally having a spiritual experience. No, you are a spirit being.
It's the opposite.
Exactly. Occasionally having a human experience.
Yes. We are the spiritual. Yeah. We're having this physical experience. Yeah.
Right.
And like we are not the mind. We just have those thoughts. And when we are reacting to those thoughts, we are just playing the game of the mind.
Yes. And that's the key transition, if you will. Right now, people who don't have an awareness of what I'm talking about, right? We react as human beings to thoughts in our mind. We just react. Okay? I'm sure you can think of times in your life where you've kind of like, your mouth has gone off on this diatribe of whatever your emotions are telling you to say. And then when you're done, it's like, okay, I don't know why I went down that path, right? And that's because you were playing a program. Program got, the button got pressed, the file came up, and the program's played, and out came this gushing stuff from your mouth, okay? The fact is, once we break through the emotional barriers that cause that program to play, well, now you have choice. You don't have to react.
Wow.
And when you have choice, you have power.
Wow. We do. Wow. And people think, I don't know if it is true, people think they have insecurities, jealousies, hatred, envy, doubts. But I believe that they're just thoughts and nothing else. So is it true?
Well, they're thoughts plus emotions. Emotions originate in the right. They're emotions. And then they get married to thoughts. They become thoughts, and they get married to thoughts, and then it circles around. It becomes a belief. Oh, we were talking about the rat race, the wheel. So when you have that choice, I'm going to come back to this thing. When you have that choice to not react to your emotions, right, the wheel stops. You can actually stop that rat race, the mouse in your head, spinning a mile an hour. And by the way, for women, that mouse is on steroids. Okay, the mouse in their head that's going around in circles. Okay, with thoughts, usually negative thoughts, self-defeating thoughts, they go 1,000 times faster than men. All right, so for them, the torture is worse. All right, and we stop that. You can stop that. You can have complete control over your thoughts when you learn how to do it. as far as the long litany, there's 5 positive emotions. There's a lot more negative emotions,
Negatives, yeah.
right? Well, when you control your thoughts and you control your emotions and you have an understanding of who you are and your power and authority in this universe, none of those negative emotions really apply to you anymore. When you're all powerful, what does it matter? Why would you be jealous?
Yeah.
Right? When you're all powerful and you can manifest anything you want in your right reality of life, in your experience of life,
Mm-hmm.
why would you be angry with somebody else who has what you want? You just want to find out how they did it so you can replicate them.
Wow. Wow. So when we realize our true nature, our true identity, every single thing around us changes.
It does. It very much does. It all falls into place. Life becomes ease and flow. When you live by your spirit and follow your spirit and have it guide your steps, I know that sounds like the Bible. Okay, it does. All right. I'm not talking about it from that perspective, though. When spirit guides your steps, there's no struggle anymore.
Wow.
Right? Life is just, so spirit, what should I do? And you go do it, and whatever happens, happens. More times than not, it becomes awesome.
Wow. Wow. That's great. That's really great. And I often see that people suffering from stress, depression, and thinking their thoughts are real. And from their thoughts, they feel those feelings. So, is the stress and the depression and all the problems that we feel, are they all just real or are they just an illusion?
So the only thing real, okay, everything that we sense with our senses is an illusion.
Illusion, yeah, it is.
I can prove that with quantum mechanics.
Yes.
All right. And actually in my course, well, it takes some time, so I won't do it here and now. In my course, we actually use, and you don't have to be a physicist or anything. I explain everything at a very easy to understand level. But we use quantum physics to prove that all the things we sense with our senses and with our instruments that we've made, that's the illusion. The only thing real is what you experience inside.
Wow.
So when you have control over your thoughts and control over your emotions, and you therefore you control what you experience inside, okay, and you recognize that everything that happens in your reality is to your benefit, well, then anything that happens out there, nothing's bad anymore.
Wow.
It's all to your benefit, okay, and you can use it. It becomes a tool for you. It becomes something that you recognize that you created for you to use, right? It really it changes everything. Dr. Wayne Dyer,
Mhm. Yeah,
if you know,
I've heard it.
yes, you've heard
Yeah.
of him. He is
Yeah.
famous for saying, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It's true. It's very, very true.
Yes,
Because
it
as
is.
you change the way you think,
Mhm.
things that were a problem before are no longer a problem to you. And then they just go away. The things that were, right? That it stops, it ceases, it disappears out of your reality. And what replaces it are things that you love and enjoy and get empowered by and have fun with. And reality changes
Wow.
when you change the inner world.
Yeah. Because there is no such thing as reality, only perception.
That's right. That is
Yeah.
exactly right. And the cool thing about perception is you can pick any perception you want. I give the story of walking up. Suppose you're walking along on a road and you see the front of a house.
Mhm.
And so you think it's a house because it's the front of a house. And you're looking up, you walk. But as you're walking, you're getting closer and you move off to the side. And then you see it's not a house, it's one of those stage props. Right? It's just the facade. That's most of the things we look at in life. It's just a facade.
Yeah.
If you take a step mentally from one side to, mentally one side to the other and
Mhm.
get a new perspective, get a new
Mhm.
perception of it. Well, oh my God, now it's totally different.
Wow.
Now it can be what I want it to be.
Wow. So this is the way we just think about it or look at it?
Well, the key to that, going back to the mind. So the mind's
Mhm.
job is to ensure your survival, and a
Mhm.
characteristic of the mind is always right.
Mhm.
Have you noticed that in life? Once your mind makes up a decision, it's right,
Yeah, it feels right.
right?
Yeah.
And it'll fight to the death to
Yep.
prove that it's right. Of course, it'll be your death, right?
Mhm.
So yes, when the mind gets a perspective, a perception of something, it decides on that perception and then decides it's right. So this is another thing that we learn to do, is to say, thank you very much, mind. That's a wonderful perception. I don't like that perception. It doesn't make me feel good. You're patting it on the head again. And I'm going to have a different perception. Here's the perception we're going to adopt. And your mind concedes at this point, because you have trained it who's in charge. You are, not it. All right. It adopts the new perception. And now whatever was the problem is no longer a problem to it either. The mind will accept it. It's right again. Okay. It becomes right again, but this time it's right and happy.
Wow. So we can literally control it.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. All the
Wow.
time.
Right. And these days, not these days, like these years, these decades, we have heard of the secret, the law of attraction,
Yes.
manifestation, and most of the programs are just, driving people crazy. They have false promises, and people try to manifest, and they can't, and then they just stop believing in that.
Right.
So, what is law of attraction and what is manifestation?
Okay. First of all, you're right. I
Mhm.
run into a lot of people who, I'll say, familiar with manifestation. They go, oh, you mean the law of attraction? I go, yeah, because it's not really that. And they're like, oh, yeah, I've tried that. Doesn't work. And I get that. And that comes from a lot of people out there who are selling magical incantations. All right. And
Yeah.
I don't want to actually disparage magical incantations, because magic is real. All
Yeah.
right. But what they're selling is just do this magical thing and you'll have $1 million.
Mhm.
Well, I'm sorry, it does not work that way.
It doesn't.
Uh, on my that outline, master outline, right? Um, the the last point, the fifth point, is the formula for manifestation.
Wow.
So, first of all, the definition. In the complete general sense, manifestation is the bringing into your reality, your illusion, the bringing into your illusion what you want. You're manifesting things in your reality. Now, I know you heard want, and you probably interpreted that than the way it's meant. You manifest your predominant thoughts, which may not necessarily
Exactly.
be what you consciously want.
Okay.
Because if your predominant thoughts all day long are about how life sucks and life's a bitch and everybody in my life's an asshole,
Mhm.
that's what you're going to manifest, even though you want $1 million. Okay? Because you're not going to get the $1 million. That's not your predominant thought. All
Mhm.
right? Still, even after that, the next thing is this, either the catalyst that makes it happen or the brick wall that stops it. And that is your beliefs. If you believe the thing you want is yours already, you are worthy of it, okay,
Mhm.
and deserving, and it's
Mhm.
yours, well, then you will manifest that.
Wow.
If you want the $1 million and every time you think of that, that back of your head says, yeah, money doesn't grow on trees, or that'll never happen, or it does, I come from a poor family, so it's not possible. Well, then guess what? You're never going to manifest it, because it's your beliefs that rule, not the conscious intention.
Wow.
So I modify the definition of manifestation a bit to say the bringing into your reality the things that you truly want to have, so that you can have the perfect life that you want.
Wow. That's great. So we get more of what we focus on.
Oh God, yes. But what we focus on expands.
Wow.
From a science perspective, thought is energy.
Yeah, it is.
And when you think about something, you are giving that something energy. And so it expands, it grows because you're giving it more energy. Give the thing you truly want and believe can be yours, give that energy so it can expand.
And how to have a strong belief. Like, for example, if I want to manifest, let's say, $1 million, so how can I have the strong belief that I can manifest it?
The very first belief is that identity that we talked about, that inner story, followed by a belief that it's all everything that happens is to your benefit, followed by a belief that you are totally worthy and deserving of everything you want. Okay, these are all predecessors. You have to have those before you get into the $1 million thing. Then, regarding the $1 million thing, we start breaking it down to say, well, let's see. Do I know anybody who has $1 million? Yeah, I know. Well, let's see. Could I hang around them more and learn how to be like them? There's a principle called be before have.
Before have, yeah.
Right? So you need to be a millionaire or be the kind of person who would be a millionaire naturally, normally. People would be shocked if you weren't. Okay, so you need to be that person, and then the million will show up.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
and we accomplish this by reprogramming the mind. Because this thing up here is a computer. That's it. It's a Microsoft, and we can put new programs into it. It runs an operating system a whole lot better than Windows 10, but it's still a computer. So we can put new programs in it, and I teach you how to do that.
Wow, wow. I'm really so much inspired by you. And I believe it is going to be one of the most important interviews ever of me, the people who are watching it. So, Paul, if people want to follow you or get to know more about you or they want to learn from you, how can they do that?
Sure, thank you. The very first thing to do would be to visit my website. So the website again is ideserveaperfectlife.com. There'll be a pop-up when you get there. Go ahead and sign up for the daily emails that I send out. They're inspirational, uplifting emails. My phone number is on the website, so you can call me. One of the tabs says About Paul. So if you click on the About Paul, you could look at Where is Paul? And Paul is on Instagram and Facebook, a page, Facebook group, other things, as well as print and radio. So take a look at that. Reach out to me if you have emotional pain. If there are things in your life that you know are standing between you right now and the you want to be, the life you want to have, well, then reach out to me because we can break through that together and you can have a perfect life.
Wow. Wow. That's great. So, Paul, it was my pleasure talking with you. But before I go, any last words to the audience?
Don't believe the lies. People who've said you can't this, you can't that, you'll never have, that's all bullcrap, okay? I was thinking of a different word. Believe what I'm telling you, that you can have anything. It's just a matter of thinking that way.
Yeah. There's a saying by Dr. Robert Anthony. He said, you can have anything you want if you are willing to give up the belief that you can't.
Exactly. Very true.
All right, Paul, it was a pleasure talking with you. I'm so much inspired by you, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay, bye. Have a nice day.